Welcome back to the RJ show with your girl the RJ. Yeah, you don't know. Yeah. Me disappear again, and again. But people are whole heap of things, I tell you. Anyways, today this video is going to be about my aviation journey. My journey as an air hostess, as a cabin crew. Yeah. So if you looked on my channel, you'd have seen I dropped a video a few months ago. All excited and ting. I talk about, oh yeah, girl, a cabin crew and this, that, and exit and all them things. Then up going with herself. My love, my dear, can I tell you? That never lasts very long, child. People, I used to always wonder to myself, who doesn't want to do a job that you get to travel, you get paid, you get to go to different countries, try different foods, meet different people, and just explore? Who don't want to do a job like that? I used to also say, you know, yeah, well, look a cute uniform. As the woman then you can do your little nails and thing and your little makeup, your little eyelash, do up your ear, make yourself look good. Who don't want to do a job like that? My love. Anyways, another question we used to ask myself is, why is there not a lot of black people in aviation? Why is there not a lot of black cabin crew members? Anyways, as you know, I joined a specific airline. If you know the airline from my next video, you know it. If you don't know it, I just saw it go. Some people are saying I should out them and say exactly who they are, because a lot of people are also scared to come on their own platforms or to go on a social media platform and talk about this particular company. Right? Now for me, it was all exciting in the beginning. I was like, yeah, you know what? New career, new this, new that. Yeah, I feel good. Girl put on her uniform and girl look good in her uniform. Anyways, cut a long story short, since I've started, it's been a roller coaster in this airline, right? At first, the training, it did have its ups, has its downs. Obviously, you know what training's like. You have to sit down and study and and all of them things. Them is a girl, man, have problem when it comes to knowledge. Man, have problem when it comes to education. Them thing there. My mother said me go to school. My mother said me go to good school. My mother said me go to college. My mother said me go to university. So I'm full of brains. You understand me? Yeah, straight up. Anyways, so I don't have a problem in terms of like taking in information and them thing there. Right? During the training, we have one and two people where used to think I'm stuck up because I'm just coming, I'm focus, but that's me. It's anytime me I learn something, anything, any form of studying, retrieving that information, I'm serious. I'm not play a game, I'm not skin teeth. My focus. Me I read, my focus. Somebody I talk to me about something, focus at some stage. So during my training, yeah, I'm mad focus. I don't really talk to nobody like that. One and two people might say hello, yeah, hi, good morning, yeah, bye, whatever. Anyways, so my training group wasn't fond of me like that, to be honest. I have one person, big up yourself, Leah, where did absolutely love me and I absolutely love her. Anyways, the rest of them never did really too fond of me like that. In the end, they actually realized that I'm not a bitch, I'm actually a lovely person, and then everybody end up start like me. Cool, training done, whatever the case may be. Go out into the real world now, start fly. Yeah, it was nice and thing. But, no, me need to go into the proper story. Let me backtrack. I didn't want to go here, but let me go here. I went to Budapest with this airline. And whilst I was in Budapest, they tried to kill me over there. They tried to kill me in Budapest. Not the actual airline people, but the actual Hungarian people they tried to write me off the road. Hence why I've got this mark on my body. Semi-permanently, who knows. But yeah, them lit me off a bike. Nearly kill me. Why? Look, palm my goats. I'm not like them, am I? No. The only thing when I look close to them, I may teeth them. Yeah. So yeah, so them try to send me go meet my maker, but Father God said, I am not ready for you, my daughter. You have a purpose on this earth and you're going to stay here. Amen. Clock it. Anyways, so them try to send me home. Reported it to management there. Not knock them out tight. They never care, never business. Whilst we've been there, they mess up the hotel booking. They mess up the transportation booking. People, when you look, they wanted to put me in a bus in a foreign country by myself, while the other teammates or trainees or whatever is in a separate bus. But me, Jada, for sit down in a one bus by myself with two men at the front in a foreign country, I don't know where me I go. Nope, not happening. They mess up that. One time they didn't book enough transport for all of us. About 3 or 4 of us had to sit down on the roadside and wait for them to come back. My dear, that was another story. Anyways, like I said, in terms of this incident, reported it, nobody cared. On that same day, we were supposed to come back to the UK. They messed up the flight them completely. When I say they messed up the flight them completely, people, I was supposed to be flying with my group from Budapest back to London Gatwick, right? Instead, they forgot about me and another girl and ended up booking us a flight later on in that evening from Budapest to Luton. We don't live nowhere near Luton. Anyways, we tried our best to see if we could get on the Gatwick flight, and they would not allow us on the Gatwick flight. One heap of problem, back and forth, argument, this, that, the other. Management being disrespectful, not caring. We're like, so what's gonna happen? Are we gonna get stranded in Budapest and everybody's gonna go home? Like, it was a mess. It was a mess, absolute mess. Anyways, like I said, they ended up having to book me and the girl on a flight to Luton instead of London Gatwick. Bearing in mind, there was seats on the Gatwick flight that we could more than gone on. But because of their disorganization and their lack of communication, they weren't putting us on that flight. Anyways, long story short, we had to go to Luton. By the time we got to Luton, they said they were going to arrange transportation for us to get home. They didn't do that until way after contacting them again. They ended up giving us train tickets. Train ticket that they booked me was to a whole different train station that's nowhere near my house. I had to call them again and get mad. The other girl too had a situation with her train ticket and all sorts of drama. Anyways, that's one story of how the beginning of the airline journey started to mess up. And that was supposed to be like the first form of red flags for me, but I just kind of just took it on the chin, innit? Anyways, started doing the actual job itself, flying, enjoying it for a little while. Come in, introduce myself. Obviously, they tend to like ask you questions sometimes before you, like safety briefing questions before you fly. I started to realize, okay, cool, yeah, I'm new, so I expect them to ask me questions. But I'll be answering these questions, I'll be getting the questions correct, but I'll be noticing like little looks or little, the non-verbal communication and all that sort of thing. And I'm like, okay, but I'm new to the job and whatever. So I'm still innocent, like me can't mash hands and, Anywho, that's all happened, and I just didn't allow it to get to me. At first, I was feeling the type of way because I was like, what's wrong with these people? Like, what the hell? Have I answered the question wrong? No, I haven't. So what's the problem? But anyways, I just kind of just left it, sucked it up, wifey the sock up, and just kept it moving. Cool. Whilst doing the actual job now, I started to realize people come to me, try to introduce themselves. I'd respond back to them respectfully, find out what the senior wanted me to do, where they wanted me to sit, and all these sort of things. And then bit by bit, I realized I started getting that cold shoulder from certain people. I'd introduce myself to certain people don't want to talk. Okay, cool, I'm not begging a friend from nobody, I just hold my corner, I don't talk. Anyways, people then start to ask questions, and then after a while I'm realizing, okay, these questions that people are asking, it's not like they're trying to get to know me, it's like they're trying to use it against me. So as time progressed, I'm observing and I'm watching and I'm listening and I'm answering these questions accordingly, because I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna allow nobody at all to feel like they have one upon me. Never. Anyways, things started to get to me, and I remember I used to talk to my mom and say, listen, like, this has happened today, that's happened today. I'm starting to feel some type of way about it. This person giving me attitude, these people are moving weird. So much stuff. My mom just said, just persevere and, just go and watch. Now things started to get out of control when people say to me, how do you feel being the only black one? Now, usually you ask somebody that, or if you do ask somebody that, they might have a different approach. Know me? Me know me's a sexy, brown, cute, intelligent piece of black girl. So the first thing I'm going to open my mouth and say, phenomenal. How do I feel being the only black one? Phenomenal. I feel great. Fantastic. Yes. Yeah, I mean that. Anyways, so I must have answered and said phenomenal. And I realized that my answer kind of made the person, like, take a little backseat. Like, oh, okay. Never expected that sort of thing. No, yeah, I don't feel no type of way being the only black one. I'm here to do a job. My skin colour shouldn't be a problem within the job. As long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to do to the best of my ability, following protocol, abiding by the rules and the regulations, the dress code, whatever the case may be, I'm alright. Anyways, after that, I realized people started looking at me in a way to, like, she feel like she too good for the job, or she feel like she knows it all, or that was the energy that I was picking up. Until the more and more and more and more people started asking me dumb stuff like, oh, you're black and all black people tend to go to British Airways, or you're Caribbean, why did you come to this airline? Caribbean people usually go to Virgin or to BA. Don't you think you need to change? Why are you in a Hungarian based airline? I don't think you'll ever get senior, not because you're a woman or what. And I'm like, brother, like, how many females is there that's seniors? Just different people just had different things to say, and I'm just like, nah. Then I had a situation where another time I'm talking to somebody and he turned around and spoke to me in a certain type of way, and I had to turn around and say, no, please don't speak to me like that. Like, I'm not a child. Please do not speak to me like that. I'm doing what I know I'm supposed to do. I've not disrespected you. I've not spoken to you in any form of way. Please do not speak to me like that. Please do not undermine my intelligence either. Me there. I was fixing the bin and the man come and grab the black bag out of my hand, nearly broke my nail upon the metal bin. And if you know the airline bins, yeah, they're metal bins. The man grabbed the bag out of my hand and my nail bashed into the bin. After that, I was fuming. So I looked at him like, what are you doing? Don't give me that face. Don't give me that face. Da, 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 da. So I said, you'd have never snatched anything out of anybody else's hand here. What is your issue with me? I haven't said anything to you. I'm doing my role as CC2. I'm helping you. Furthermore, I'm not even supposed to be doing this, but I'm doing it. I see, all right, cool. Everybody else is trying to rush so we can do turnaround or whatever the case is. From we've started flying this morning, it's been attitude and little subliminals and whatever the case may be. What's your issue? Now's not time for this. Now's not time for this. Now's not time for this. I don't have time to deal with this. Da, da, da. So that, right, cool. That was another situation. Kind of made it die down and everything. After that, I realized now I'm starting to keep getting this black thing, the black girl, and yeah, the black girl with the short hair and the way. Sometimes I'm standing, I remember they were having a briefing at one time. Somebody said, who's Jada? And they didn't realize I was standing behind them. who's Jada? And I was like, anyways, all I heard was somebody say, oh, it's the black girl. You know the black girl with the short hair? And then they started discussing, oh, the black girl, da 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 da. Anyways, me kind of on the shorter side. So I don't know if they didn't see me standing there or if I didn't make myself known or whatever the case may be. And I had to open my mouth and I said, it's Jada. And yeah, I'm here. I'm listening. And then they kind of turn around like, oh, okay, sort of thing. And I'm just like, you know what? I've actually had enough of this airline and the people, the staff members. Because if it was the passengers, I'd have said, you know what? Passengers, it's people from all over, whatever. You're going to meet people all over the world that's going to treat you some type of way, whatever the case may be. But this is supposed to be a team. This is supposed to be people that I'm working with. This is supposed to be people that if something is supposed to happen, me and them come together and do what we need for do. Or if something happened to me, I'm expecting them to be able to look out for me or support me or whatever the case may be. But no, everything is the black girl and you're Caribbean. You shouldn't be in this job. Why you come to this airline? You should have gone to so and so instead. And black people don't usually come here. One heap of things. I just got to the stage where I just said, you know what, I'm absolutely just fed up. I've had enough. I tried to report it twice to 2 other management. Then I got to realize that they're management they're very much wrapped up into it. Sometimes I used to go to the back of the aft or the aircraft, back of the aircraft or back of the cabin, whatever you guys want to call it. And you know when somebody's talking about you. By the time you get around there, silence. Silence in the galley. Silence. But when I was approaching, you lots were proper chatting. But the moment I moved the curtain, everybody's silent. Nobody know what to talk about no more. People are trying to find some things to talk about. So now, after my experience with the whole racism and people feel like they're trying to belittle me and all that type of thing, I was just like, you know what, Jada, I deserve better than this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very intelligent. I have my qualifications. In fact, I have a lot of qualifications. I'm very skilled. I can do a lot of things. I've done a lot of jobs in this country to make sure that I am a multi-skilled person. So I don't need to stay here and sit in a job where I'm not getting paid much. People feel like they can talk to me any type of way. People have a problem with me because of the color of my skin. People keep talking to me about the color of my skin or where I'm from. I feel like they're trying to put me down. People looking at me to fail, or either they look at you to do good and have a problem with you doing good, or they look at you to fail. So I was like, you know what? I'm not staying here. As time progressed, I just said, you know what? Enough is enough. I need to leave this airline, find something else. Also, I realized that I was constantly getting ill, constantly getting ill. And yeah, I do have chronic anemia as well. So that was definitely playing a part. I said, you know what? Enough is enough. I was speaking to my group, the same training group that I had before. Everybody too was complaining about different things. I went to them, I told them, I said, guys, these are the things that I'm dealing with on a daily basis. A lot of them were shocked. And I just kept on saying that I'm done with it. I've had enough. I spoke to my mom. I told her I'm going to leave it. I'm going to find something new. It's not working out for me. And I don't deserve to sit in a job that's not going to be treating me how I should be treated. Now I understand why there's not a lot of black people in aviation, because it comes with the racial side of it, the lack of pay. You don't get a lot of opportunities in terms of hierarchy. It could be because you're a female, it could be because of your age, it could be because of your race, it could be because of your ethnicity, it could be because of your religion, it could be because of a lot of things. And yeah, now a lot of things are starting to make sense. And when I speak to a lot of people and I hear their take on their experience, I'm like, okay, cool, that makes sense. Now I understand. Okay, cool. Now it's adding up. Okay, cool. I'm not the only person that's receiving racism. I'm not the only person that's been spoken to like that. It makes sense. So that was the reason why I left aviation. I don't think I would be going back. I could possibly try another airline just to see if the experience is still the same, but it's left a bad taste in my mouth. So I think onto a new venture I shall be going again. And such is life. Me's a go-getter, me's a money girl. Anyway, the money there, I'm gonna never stop until I'm a wealthy woman. And that's the truth. I don't think anybody should stay in any job that they're not satisfied in or that's treating them any type of way. And I also feel like there's opportunities out there for everybody, and there's somewhere for everybody. So don't sit in a situation where you're not happy in. And I'm not going to make nobody make me feel like I should have stayed in the airline, or I should sit in a job and persevere, or nope, I'm not doing that none at all. Me have a mind on my own, me have my own big man, and if me say me I left, me I left. And if Father God say him want me to leave, he not gonna make me leave, and I'm gonna find something that's better for me. Period. So yeah, so that's the reason why I left. Like I said, I will be searching for something new. If that work out, it work out. If it don't work out, it don't work out neither, and I just let life go. But yeah, now I understand why there's not a lot of black people in aviation. That was my experience, quote unquote, and I don't want to make this video too long. I am going to try to be more consistent again. I have free time now, so I'm not supposed to really have much of an excuse. And yeah, so I hope you guys listen to this. I hope you guys can take something away from this. And if you had any similar experiences, or any experience that's completely different, when I do drop this video, please comment, share your experiences with me, let me know. I will drop some little clips in there as well from my experiences, like the positive side of things. I'm not going to just make it seem all negative. And yeah, thank you very much for tuning into the Addy J Show with your girl, Addy J. Yeah, you don't know. I want to
What the sun jam the doors?
I'm out.